and you're going to try to get us a full 90 minutes of full audio. So, everybody's got all their gadgets, questions, comments, concerns.
All right, so when I turn this on, I'm looking for kind of like...
You're looking for something? Yeah, something.
You're looking up here, not down here.
Right.
So go ahead and leave that on for a second, if you don't mind some smoke. I can play.
Oh wow, and I can see the white line around that too. The kind
how
of
it counted?
it was like fan it somewhat. Yeah.
Well, we'll be able to watch that video later.
Yeah.
So let me turn the audio on, and then I'm going to show you some things I'm going to use tonight.
Okay.
What's the date today? 12th? June 12th.
June 12th, yes.
LIANA and Sarah's tour.
87 degrees.
Okay, so this is going to be staying on me all night. So we're going to show you some things that I'm going to use. Again, I told you, not all this stuff works by itself. You have to have other things. First, know that I have an EMF detector I keep on in the background. One of the reasons for that is because it will actually tell me what's nearby. Right now it thinks there's a computer, TV, or mobile detected because the signal I'm getting from the street ley lines is pretty low.
Oh, okay.
It will tell me when things do get dangerous. So if you were to actually put this behind your television set where all your cords and craziness is, it would probably get really close to dangerous because you shouldn't be near that at all times. But it's in a closed vicinity. Okay, so know that that EMF is running in case we need it. Let's see, what else? This is a Spirit Box app that I told you where it would actually give us the words. It's doing the exact same thing yours is. They are not in sync. So everybody asked that question. No, they're not doing the exact same frequencies, but it will give us the words in the center, okay? What's cool about this is it's going to save the words in a list and has a timestamp. So that way we can match it up with the audio. If in the event I'm telling a story and I see a word come through, I will interrupt the story to tell us what word we have so that way we have it on the audio. It helps me when I'm researching and going through all your analysis to try to figure out what it is. We're going to clear out the last tour because I already have it, and we start with a clean slate. Okay, so that's running. There's one more gadget that's super rad. I love this guy. So I will also tell you the last Spirit Box that I just showed you with the word list, 60 to 80% of it is bullshit. It's meant to be a game and a hoax. I'm not even going to lie. If it was sitting on my living room table, a place that's not haunted, it's going to give me a word every 3 to 5 minutes. When we get into some of the more haunted locations tonight, you're going to see words spit out 30 seconds, 10 seconds. They're going to come, it's almost like we have to put clues together.
Is it always in English?
Yes.
Okay.
So I did purchase the upgraded version with the bigger dictionary. It comes free with 3,000 words. I bought the 9,000 word version. Okay, so that way I don't mistake mouse for house, or it doesn't mistake mouse for house, because it's just taking whatever it is. So, last but not least, I use a reverse Spirit Box. So we'll wait till the traffic dies down a little bit. And the cool thing is I can have this running in the background. So it's going to play the same AM/FM stations in reverse. Sounds like complete.
So we shouldn't get
That's kind of scary.
forward sounding words from reverse sounding transmissions.
Exactly.
Right.
So when we do, it's
Then
obviously
It's obviously something that's interfering.
And
Yes.
I get a lot of activity from this. I will have whole conversations with this. You'll hear on your audio, even if I walk away to not interfere with your Spirit Box, I will try to capture, keep it close so that way you guys can hear it and hear the questions that I'm asking. So if I walk away from you while you guys are doing your thing in one of our areas, you know what I'm doing. I'm trying to capture more evidence. So
Sweet. Cool.
I'm going to turn that volume down, and the cool thing is I can have that running and the Spirit Box at the same time.
Oh.
So all I literally have to do is turn the volume up, and I can hear both of them. Now you're going to hear a little bit of static and maybe some chirping as this blue Spirit Box gets excited. So as it gets closer to a word that might be coming through, it's going to chirp faster and faster and faster. It's the only interruption you're going to hear from the reverse Spirit Box. So, any other questions, comments, concerns?
So for this one,
Yes.
can you remind me of the humidity and what I'm supposed to look for?
Humidity is at the top. We don't give a shit about humidity.
Cool.
Okay, you're looking at the bottom number.
72.
Temperature.
Okay,
Right?
so temperature.
It's
Temperature only.
I'm temperature guy.
Your
All
temperature.
right, all right.
You're the temp
I'm
guy.
temperature guy. I got the temperature tools.
You
And then
do
for
the
this
temps.
one, so I point it just at everything. pretty
You
much.
point.
You can. However, the two lasers that you guys have,
Yeah.
streets, I will get arrested. So,
Okay.
be
Don't
safe.
point at streets.
Don't do that.
So main streets that we're going to walk on, because there's a couple, just be careful. Cars
So
coming by.
if you see something on the camera, I can point the thing to it or walk in that direction and then on
Right.
the temperature of the
Exactly.
of whatever's around.
So he might actually
But
have a blue
that one,
spot.
it seems like you have to be real close to, the yellow one.
I can down
Yes.
that action.
If you're real close to it, that one you can be far away.
If he finds, let's say he's pointed at the wall and he sees a blue spot,
I run into the blue spot.
Do we know it's the wall, or is it something in between him and the wall?
Right.
That's what we're for.
Yeah.
Over
So,
there, and I'm
so
like,
Chris, like shine it on the wall real quick and tell me what the wall says.
it says 78.4 degrees.
Okay, so
and
I'm
it's
getting like a
70
reading of 83.
It's 73 degrees on this thing.
So they're obviously not synced.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I would tell you that the camera is way more accurate.
way more accurate. Okay.
Oh, then the gun?
Yes.
Oh, what? Alright, 78 degrees.
What we're looking for is that drop in temperature.
Okay.
Drop
The
in
major
temperature.
drop. So
What do you think? What's it normally
When I
like?
went to go
60
get my
degrees?
nails done
It goes
for
down to
my
like
mother's
40.
wedding,
If
they
it
took
goes
my temperature
anywhere
with,
like 5 to
one of
10
the
degrees
forehead
below
ones, they didn't
our
even touch my
average, which we
forehead.
know right now is around 77 to 78 degrees. If we get down to 72, 68, we know we're like onto
does
something.
need to touch
Cool.
your forehead.
Alright.
And the dog got nails.
So if he sees something on the camera, am I
like
pointing
it's
this too,
sensitive.
or
Can.
no? Yeah.
If it's like real close, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be like when Carway Bridge, man. You're holding the camera there too.
I know.
But I think that there's
Same thing. So we have more gadgets this time.
More scientific.
Yeah.
Way more something. And I already got the word father. All right, so we start here because this place is haunted. And I start here on purpose because I will never, even during your tour, tell you what's affecting me. You'll never know if I feel dizzy or anything like that. I've been doing this forever. I know how this is going to affect me. If any of you feel affected in any way, dizzy, stomach's turning, can't walk anymore, feel like you're going to faint, these things happen. Like, we're going to hit haunted locations. And if you're not used to this kind of shit, it can seriously affect you. Please speak up. That's the only thing I'm going to ask. Has everybody got comfortable shoes on? It's the other thing. We're going to hit a
I'm in my
couple
flippy
cobblestones.
flops, so I'm good.
Those were tennis shoes, man.
The word tribe. Interesting. So, this place used to be called Big John's. Okay? It was named after a football player. Don't ask me what team. I'm not a sports guy. He used to sit in the back of the bar. We're talking 1970s, 1976, 1977. The cadets from the Citadel, which is just a few blocks away, would come down and have a drink, and Big John would let the bartender know whether or not it was haunted. Actually, that's really good. Nobody's ever done that before. And this place just shut down. It can't run more. So, who's my locals?
Oh, I live here.
Okay, so where do you guys live? Okay. That's funny. That's right. Just came.
all of them live in Hannah.
Okay.
Oh, Chris, I'm picking up your reflection.
I did some research down there. Maybe I'll
What's it look like?
So anyway, two cadets walk in. Big John says, "No, they're not old enough. Don't give them anything." Sorry. Some of my competitors. Yeah, I'm licensed. So anyway, we may have some problems. It's been happening a lot.
Wait.
Yeah,
Sorry,
they'll trail like a block or two behind. I've been getting some followers to see what I'm up to.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's kind of fun.
Because his tour is way cooler than everyone else's.
Yeah.
Damn
Well,
right.
it was like competitors or people interested in
No,
like what's
big
happening?
competitors. Like there's a
Oh, it's like a whole market?
oh yeah.
The
Yeah.
real haunted
Don't
city,
you
man.
think? I mean,
Oh yeah, biggest slave importer in the world.
Yep.
I bet there's all kinds of crazy stuff happening here.
There's all kinds of stuff going on. You should have been here the night of the riot. You want to talk about crazy? Wow.
I saw the aftermath. I saw the windows with the holes in them.
I was doing a
and,
tour.
Oh, really?
I
In the middle
full
of it?
tour.
What was scary? The ghost of the riot?
I would tell you that the next tour that I had, all the evidence
Whoa.
pointed right to the riots.
yeah,
Like
it
the
does,
ghosts
it does
were
that sometimes.
pissed.
It's just, I think
I
it goes
bet.
like 2 stations in a row that are both saying like half a word.
All right. So
I thought I
Big
heard your
John's tour.
name.
And it just happened to the riot, so I bet they're still kind of riled up a little. That'd be
They
cool.
might be.
That'd be interesting. That'd be
It's
awesome.
calmed down with the spirit world. So anyway, Big John nodded off. The two guys get pissed off. They come back the next night. They take the register from the front. Big John pulls out his 45 and takes one out. Holster. Done. The bullet hole is still in the front of the building. It said that anybody that sits in the front of the building might actually get some, like, to shoot right through that window. It's unoccupied. I've actually gotten the EMF from a table that used to be sit right there. It's the only place I've ever got it. I only had it one time. Which proves to me there's actually some shit going on inside there.
78
John.
degrees.
Not John, Paul, the previous owner, used to talk to John after closing,
Okay.
like in spirit. You know, and he used to just feel like he was connected to him. The other piece of this history too is 1886. We had a big earthquake. Piece of the mantling from the front of the building came down. Was the first killing of the earthquake. It struck a man in the head. His ghost is said to have been seen in the front here. I haven't had any interaction with that, but it's just one of those extra ghost stories. So. I tell you the story on purpose so that way you guys know the people that sit in the front of this place, the bullet hole is on the other side of the door. It's actually covered up by a panel, but Paul did leave it there. He didn't fill it in. He just kind of covered it up with an open panel. You can't see it. It's on the inside.
Oh,
You want to go see Mojito?
You're not going to capture anything from the front. If you're going to capture anything with video, it's going to be through the windows now that the place is fully empty. You're probably capturing my shadow on the
yeah, I'm
window.
catching a lot of
That's really
reflections.
cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still learning about that camera myself. All right, so you guys ready to walk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get out of this corner. Let's go this way.
I bet that sink goes for like $300. Alright, 7 degrees out.
So the hope and dream for me one day is to actually have stories in the cemetery shop where I sell nothing but paranormal books, ghost hunting equipment, stories in the cemetery merch. Check it out.
Is there anything in here? It's dark.
Yeah.
Man, you can't see anything with the shadow in there. Cool. Oh, there's something here. Look at this freaking thing. This is where they come from.
Got some stragglers. Alright, so Fruit Cafe is also haunted. You guys are going to hear weird little tidbits from me all night long. Fruit Cafe has asked me to do a full investigation this summer. That was in December. Like they wanted me to come back after things kind of slowed down.
Yeah.
I did do a quick walkthrough with the EMF detector. Did get a reading from the upstairs bathroom. There was a suicide that happened there. However, me finding the story, that used to be a slave home, which means it didn't have an address. So, very hard to find titles, deeds. Like the size that we see now is obviously an expansion. Slaves did not live on 2 different stories. That's just the way it worked. So, another fun little fact: the stop sign down there, Revolutionary War, cannon was shot. Be careful, people live back here. The chute's pretty far though, right?
Yeah, this is like
Sad ass.
right on that stop sign. That's like all the way down there. Hit that truck too.
Ship comes in from on one of the wharfs. Keep in mind we're only 1 block away from the water. Shoots a cannon. Cannonball lands right at that stop sign. Pieces of it have been found, but there was no deaths or tragedies attached to it. So, this parking lot that we're about to walk through, sometimes I get readings right away when I stop my groups here. Sometimes I don't have a reading until we reach the end.
Who knows? 73 degrees right now.
Gonna get a little bit of a breeze. A little bit. Not much. There's no story. However, it is haunted as shit. This red barn is where they keep the horses. Please do not shoot any lasers or lights in the windows.
Okay, I'll keep
You will
looking
spook the
for it.
horses.
Okay.
Really bad. And they'll be pissed off. So, but they keep the horses here for all the carriage rides. It's also the same red barn that they kept the horses where they used to deliver milk to downtown Charleston. And that's how old this place is. Well, this is a sewer line going through this parking lot. There should be no reason why your EMF's going to go off, why I get conversations out of this place. You're going to hear words out of here. This is a great place for the grid pen. Again, just watch. Your job is to hold it as still as
How
possible.
clear are the words going to be? Like
You're-
more clear than what I'm hearing now?
Yes.
Okay.
So when you hear something, you need to either say, it was too fast for me to understand it. Like, let us know that something's
Right.
trying to
I
come
don't know
through.
if I'm like supposed to be like trying to understand every single thing that.
I'll say each word,
Why
right?
not?
Right.
It's all evidence.
If you recognize a word, call it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you think it is. So if it
Master.
says mouse and if you thought it said house, tell us house. Like it just said something.
Yeah. It's
Like I said,
know
I could have
something.
sworn I heard your name over there, but she said no.
I heard it.
Okay. Does anybody, just before we move on, does anybody know anybody that's been passed on recently that might come through tonight? That's happened before too. You look at it, kind of crazy.
No, anybody you know that personally died, man.
Yeah.
Like personally?
Yeah.
My friend died.
Wes?
Matt Wolf.
That was
Yeah.
kinda,
That was a long time ago, man.
Doesn't matter.
Like a
I mean,
year.
I'm not
But he might
saying,
come
like,
through,
last
yeah.
week or anything, but again, sometimes I've actually had war vets come on this tour, and the entire piece, all of the evidence points right to a buddy that they had overseas, or it could be somebody's grandfather coming through, and it's just 2 or 3 words: diabetic, cigar, things that might relate to that. It's like, it's my grandfather. He loved vanilla cigars. You know what I mean? Those kind of things. So you just never know what's actually going to come up. We actually have to put clues together. That's why we have all these gadgets. So let's walk through and let's see what we got, especially with your EMF, because this is an interesting gadget because it's our first indicator that something actually might be nearby.
Am I gonna be playing this the whole time? Like that?
You can. Still impossible. Start waving around, you're going to get glimmers back from some of the stones that are on the parking lot.
Okay.
Like, you have to be
people.
like we're already getting some EMF.
daughter.
No.
I have to work with father as well.
Leanna, have you not been telling me that I'm a father?
So bring that thermal imaging camera over here.
No,
She's getting some reds.
is it father or daddy?
I'm gonna turn up the reverse spirit box just because I do get a lot of activity out of it from here. Taxi. I will repeat the words that I think I hear.
Another one?
They're probably referring to me
know.
bringing more people here. Another tour. So, do I have somebody here with me? We got plenty of gadgets for you to communicate with, show yourself.
Family?
I got uncle and father so far.
Okay.
Steadily. The steady lights. Can you tell me what color those lights are?
Something that I couldn't understand.
I try to stay away from yes or no questions. You can talk to her. I don't miss it. Try to get it to respond. Get an intelligent response. So you tell me what color the lights are on the ground. Like,
What you mean steady lights?
Chris. Can you give me like a full written essay?
I don't know. Are they red? Are they green? You know, there's some specifics here. You know.
Oh, I just heard something. I don't know what it was.
I've heard the word jeans like twice.
Really?
Something I heard had 3 syllables, but I don't know what it was. It was a word that had 3 syllables, but I couldn't understand it.
Who do I have with us tonight? You know me by now. I'm Nick.
Said, hey, Nick.
I heard hey Nick too.
I heard, hey, Nick.
Out of this?
Yeah.
This.
Get out of here.
I heard it from someone.
Well, the great thing is...
Because it was
it's
right
all
as you were
recorded.
saying, hey, you know me by now, it's Nick. And then I hear, hey, Nick.
Because this
I
thing's
heard
called me out
hello.
before.
Hello.
Yeah.
Well, hello.
He's talking to you.
It's Nick again.
My name's Chris.
Are you next to Nick?
Are you standing? Oh, well, that's a yes or no question. Again, I try to stay
Alright.
clear of those. It's too easy.
What's that?
Wyatt. I just got a name. Wyatt.
Why?
It's on.
My thermal imaging is on if you want to show yourself.
Wyatt, you need to tell me what color the many dots are on the ground.
Wyatt, what's your last name?
Wyatt, make that puddle
Can you
move.
tell me what color the lights are?
Leanna, turn yours up if you need to.
I don't know how to.
What are you trying to do?
Turn the volume up if you can.
It's as high as it goes.
Oh, it says high. Okay.
What color is my shirt?
Can you imagine not having that speaker?
Oh,
Really hard.
It's terrible.
Did you ever learn how to read?
Purple?
Purple.
That is not from this lot. That's from our next place. So you'll hear that story in a second. But the fact that they're trying to give us a color,
What color is my shorts?
What color are the lights?
What color does the person you know have on?
This many?
What color is the
I think he's throwing shade at you. He said it's a small group. He said this many.
How many of us are there?
can you tell me what color the barn is?
How many people are here? Give me a
Can you
number.
tell me how many people are here?
Yeah. How many people are standing in this group? Give me a number.
It said Nick.
Minute.
Minute?
Minute.
Minute.
Like hours and minutes.
Call me a number or move that puddle to
20 minutes? We've been...
Measure what?
Yeah, I thought I heard measure too.
Wyatt, is somebody else here with you? What do I want? I want you to talk to me. We've asked you several questions.
Can you make the ground colder?
So, I'm going to prove a point here. What is that? You're asking questions, I'm asking questions.
Right here, it's
You're asking
freaking
questions.
out.
The term I just got was and or, meaning pick something. Somebody needs to talk.
Women should be treated equal to men. What do you think? There's a different time.
Who do you know?
Women? I just got women.
Should they be allowed to vote? Probably not.
What about that?
It's mocking us. Whoever's here, it's this Wyatt person.
The president should have been a black female.
Split them up?
What did it say?
Split it up? Or something like
Split us up.
I normally tell you guys to go explore. Like, to spread out a little bit.
Okay.
Who do you want by themselves? Ah. Come on, show me something.
So I want to test something that happened to me the other night here. Stand kind of where I'm at now and point that way.
It's a little bit colder over here than it is over here.
We had a square kind of pop up, and I couldn't tell my ring. Go to the stand to the right. To the right. Right next to that pole. We had a square pop up right here. And it looks like. Yeah, it's there again. Okay. We were trying to figure out like what the hell is that? But it's
Is
shining
it
an outline.
it's the lines of the cement block?
Right.
Yeah.
Like after I watched it, because it's on YouTube, so I put it up on the TV so I could see it. And like even my daughter was looking at it going, I don't know what that is either.
Mira. I don't know why I would have said Mira.
It's a name.
It
Turn,
is.
poetry. Is anybody else here a writer? Anybody else write poetry maybe? Privately?
I like to rap sometimes. Stand to the left side of me if you're real.
I like your tunnel idea.
Right? I'm like, oh, look at real. Come on, it can't be that hard. A feather can move this funnel.
It just said it again.
What?
I don't want to burn in hell. It said it to me twice.
What happened?
It just said I don't want to burn in hell to me twice.
Well, then it should move
That's a pretty long phrase.
Yeah. It said I don't want to burn in hell. I don't want to. And then I asked why. And then after a minute, it said I don't want to burn in hell.
Could be a song.
Did it sound like a song lyric, or was it over top of the skipping? Because you hear the skipping underneath it? Don't remember?
I don't
It's
remember.
okay.
You should
I'm not
hear
sure.
skipping underneath it, right?
You can, but again, if it stops
I
long
was-
enough.
I was trying so hard to focus on what it was saying. I don't know.
But if you have something going over top of the skipping, that's a disembodied voice. That's a little bit stronger than somebody using it as Bumblebee from Transformers to try to speak to us. And instead of using DJs
That's
and
what
song
most of it has sounded
right.
like.
And you're going to get a lot of that, which
Okay.
is fine. Like those are, I mean, if somebody can actually just go over top of that and just take the signal and talk to us straight up, you're going to hear women's voices, male voices. Sometimes they're going to be a little darker, a little bit of a growl. That's when we move on. We don't play around with any of that.
Yeah.
But I am going to move us on to
Are
the
you
next
trying to
location.
communicate?
Let's move on to the next location, only because we're a little behind, which is
Okay.
fine.
Come on, Chris.
That was just creepy that it said it twice, and that was a long sentence.
It's actually really cool.
Yeah.
But they're
Laugh?
It's almost like they're proclaiming.
Just said laugh.
Because we're leaving. Oh, I didn't say goodbye. We are leaving.
What is it? Airport?
Bye, Wyatt.
Oh, we are
Going
leaving.
to say goodbye. Can you say goodbye to us? I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Okay. Close enough.
I didn't get anything.
So I was seeing his outline ahead of his heat signature.
So
Who's?
sometimes it goes a little off until it
Okay.
calibrates itself. So it does happen.
Chris, come on, fool.
Chris! He hates me.
You're getting a
Oh,
lot out of
Chris?
that thing
You
tonight.
talking about Chris?
If I were to actually have a grand finale, this would be it. This is my most active spot, the most pleasant spot of all things. We do have some homeless that have been hanging out near the trailers, so that's why I brought you guys way up here. That's why I'm going to kind of keep the story to a whisper. So
Cool.
before we move on, you guys need to know what actually happened here.
That thing is flashing like crazy.
Because I'm about to tell Eliza's story. She does this every single time. This is a parking lot, all right? No line. There is actually a line hanging over, but she would need to be on top of it for that EMF to go off. Sometimes I would tell you 98% of the time I get activity out of here. There's been a couple nights where I got nothing. This is where Charles and Eliza Pinckney lived.
On this spot right here,
Charles
on this plat?
Pinckney? Oh, wow.
This was Charles and his son,
I don't
Charles
know who it
Coatsworth
is.
Pinckney, were signers of the Constitution.
Okay.
Cool.
This is where they lived. Their
Wow.
house burned down. So where we're standing is where the mansion would have been. Aligned with the blue dumpster over there would have been Eliza's garden, which is very significant. And back where the trailer is where the slave homes would have been. There was maybe four little huts back there. Okay, obviously parking lot now. It's going to be a commercial hotel, and they're not going to be an archaeological dig. Now,
Oh,
the
man.
story that I love about this place so much, it doesn't have anything to do with the Constitution or Charles Pinckney. It all deals with Eliza. Eliza loves to talk to us. You're going to hear her. I'm going to get her coming through. We're going to be very away from the trailers just to keep everybody safe. I don't know those homeless people back there. But
There's people there right now.
they're probably hanging on the bricks, yeah. So they piled up all the bricks the other night. I watched them do it.
Yeah, your house is on point.
Which her EMF is going to go bonkers in here.
Yeah, it looks like it is.
It always does.
Yo, you
Now,
pointing the thing
again,
over there?
98% of, or the story
Let's
goes.
see that.
Here's the super cool thing. You guys are relatively close, and most of you are locals. So Eliza Pinckney actually helped save Charleston. How did she do that? First off, she married into the Pinckney family to stay here in the States. She's from England. So her dad wanted her to, and I've been getting a lot of that too, they're just kind of hanging out. Her dad wanted her to go back home because he was sick, he thought he was dying. However, he recovered. So she married into the family. Not such a bad deal. The good thing is that he used to send her plants from England because she was a botanist. Now, what was our big plantation here? Do you guys know?
Boone Hall?
No, as far as crops.
Oh,
tobacco?
Tobacco,
Cotton.
cotton, what else?
And corn.
Oh,
Rice.
rice.
Oh, rice.
Rice. So the rice plantations went to shit. Okay?
Nice.
They just took a dive.
I'm glad they
There
did.
was all kinds of things that went wrong with that whole situation. Cotton went to hell. So we needed another crop to be able to save Charleston. Charleston was going under as one of the biggest, wealthiest cities in the States. So one of the plants that her dad sent over was indigo. Indigo creates blue dye that makes your jeans blue. I heard the word jeans several times over there. We had another word that I said, that's probably, the word purple.
Yeah, purple.
So
Yeah.
the indigo plant actually looks very dark purple. So when I talked to Eliza, this is a parking lot, so we might actually have to move out of Cars Way. And don't have to park over here. It's like $15 for 2 hours. It's crazy. But anyway, this lot and the lot next to where we started, they're on the same company.
She parked right behind.
No.
So at any rate, this place is very significant. Eliza Lucas Pinckney was Charles's second wife named Eliza. The wife before Eliza Lucas, her name was Eliza. So he went from Eliza to Eliza Lucas. Eliza Lucas is not married here. She's actually married in Philadelphia. However, Charles Pinckney is buried here. He's buried in St. Philip's Church. I have gotten the words Lucas on here. I've had Eliza give me her full name through the reverse spirit box. It's on a recording on my website. It was amazing.
Eliza something Pinckney?
She gave me just Eliza. 3 syllables is quite enough for me for it to come out through that gibberish and say Eliza. Like, very, very clear. Can't mistake what she actually said. But when I did my goodbyes, she said goodbye right back to me. Which is super cool. You're going to get words out of that. Watch, please be careful with the grid pen in here, just because we don't want to disturb people that live here. I've gotten the words fire out of here. Where we're standing on the northern end, I've gotten the words bury, bones, body, underneath, those kind of things. So it pisses me off that we're not going to do an archaeological dig here. So we could find a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. So let's kind of just, So everybody take note of the light. Sarah, can you hold up your EMF detector so we can all see?
It's been going off for a minute. And I can even see
It's
the...
been going off the whole time.
I
we've
want
been
her to
here.
hold it right here so we can all kind of
Right here.
hold it up. So we can all, there you go.
What?
If somebody wants to videotape that to test it, to see if the light is actually in sync with her EMF meter, I dare you.
I'd say it is.
No, it's not. It's not in sync.
I'd say it's somewhat in sync.
It's not.
I've tested this frame by frame where it's close enough to where it's almost like it's the same pattern.
Can I point the laser at that?
That's a restaurant.
Okay,
You could
so-
try.
Man, you're just wanting to...
But sometimes that light's flickering, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not on at all. Just depends on the night.
25 degrees, 24 degrees.
Probably a good sign that it's flickering.
The light's
Same
obviously going to
4.8.
be warmer.
Okay.
Are you taping it?
Cotton.
Right near,
Yeah.
like right near the light.
We're talking about crops.
Yep, that's pretty cool. Yep.
So let's see what else we missed. I can always go back and look.
Oh, what did it say?
She said
I said
cotton.
Nice.
So,
I've been hearing a woman's voice in this thing.
You're
but
going
I haven't
to.
been. Yeah.
So her name is Eliza.
yeah,
And I haven't heard a
E-L-I-Z-A.
woman's voice.
Eliza.
in a long time.
How old were you when with your first memory of Charleston?
Said holy shit. Eliza, why do you like Charleston so much?
What is your favorite part of the city? Do you like to swim in the ocean or the river?
How many slaves do you own?
I don't think she had any.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, she did?
I got the word trade. She traded them.
So
when you guys
traded
ask
slaves.
questions, you have to give them time to
To
answer.
respond.
Like a good minute and a half. Try to let them bust up the energy to do that.
How many slaves you done trade before? I'm trying to talk like that.
Yeah, man, she's British, dude. She didn't talk like that.
How many rebel scum you done killed?
Here, it's killing me right now.
They don't know that stuff.
Were you a Whig or a Tory?
Restrictions.
I think the red coats were worthless.
Eliza, how many wives did Charles have? Last time I asked that question, she told me 4.
Is that really how many you had?
I want to say yes. I should go back and verify it because that was a really significant question. Your EMF is just going crazy. Are you capturing anything with the thermal?
Where are you going? This direction?
No white lines at all?
No, what I mean, on like the glass and stuff, I can pick up white lines.
Got 9 days and then everything.
Online.
Everything. Seems like bullshit.
Oh, you were talking about looking it up online.
I did say that.
You're talking about looking up how many wives
Yeah.
Charles had.
It might not have been days. It could have been something else, but what it sounded like was 9 days. And
I
then
want to burn the United States to the ground.
later, everything.
Eliza, what smell can I smell over here?
Eliza.
Trading. I just got trading.
Trading?
Eliza,
We already got that word,
got
yeah.
trade.
Yeah.
Eliza is a terrible name. Change my mind. Change my mind.
Is Eliza a family name?
Very distinctive, yes. Eliza, what was your maiden name? Can you tell us your maiden name? Kind of prove to these folks that you're really here.
Eliza, what color is my shirt?
Eliza, what kind of animal is on my shirt?
I heard how come.
It's a long word.
Because I want to
In a woman's
She could say
voice,
bird.
I heard how come.
I'm trying to think of what question I just asked.
I want to prove to them.
Oh, tell us what
Her
your
maiden name.
maiden name.
That probably would have been improper to
heard
ask a
tell them.
lady.
It's Lucas. We all know that.
What's the name of your favorite horse?
Prescription. Eliza, do you have somebody else with you? There is.
There is me.
So I got killed.
Eliza, who else is here with you?
I heard a poster.
Poster?
Yeah. Kind of like the
Charles here?
Was Poster the name of your favorite horse? Might have been.
I want to talk to Charles. Charles. Charles, did you sign a document that was very important?
What kind of plants did you have in your yard? Oh, hey, Mike, is that your truck?
Eliza, what was your mother's name? Eliza, what is your
What'd you
mother's
say when you
name?
asked if someone was here?
What's that? Charles.
I heard yep. I
In a
asked
male
also,
voice?
and I heard yep. No, I heard it in a woman's voice. I said, Eliza, is someone here with you? And she said, yep.
Is it Charles that's with you?
Yeah.
I heard you up again, yeah.
Charles. Can Charles talk to us?
That's the only time she was quiet on.
Because her husband's on there too. She can't say yes.
Eliza, are there any bodies underneath this ground that I'm on?
You're not standing anywhere where you can hear a response.
Eliza, how old are you?
Eliza, can you bring me Charles? Charles here with you.
How old was Eliza when she died?
She died. She was in her 80s, I think.
In her 80s?
Pretty old.
In her 80s?
I think so.
I asked her how old she was, and I think she said 50, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
You can look it up.
Yeah.
I don't think the South will ever rise up again. What do you think?
Good, I got the numbers on my tour.
Eliza, what's your favorite part of the city?
Question. It's not a question.
I asked a question.
That's cool. I said, do you think Chris is asking too complicated questions? And I thought question.
Basically, she said yes.
Like one question at a time.
One punch man?
What's your favorite plant?
I don't know my favorite plant is.
Legalize outside.
Legalize it. Legalize it.
Last time I asked that question, she told me jasmine.
What color is your
Eliza,
hair?
what's your favorite plant?
Eliza, what was your favorite animal?
Sheep. Did she say sheep?
There's an N at the end of that. It sounded like sheen.
Yeah, I thought I heard
Charlie
sheen.
Oh, I asked her what plants were in her garden, and she said blue.
Eliza.
She said blue?
Eliza, what was your favorite slave's name? Are slaves ghosts present around you that you enslaved?
You got 2 yes.
Charles.
Daniel. And she just said it again. Who was Daniel?
Could that have been her favorite slave?
Daniel, I
I want
challenge
her to
you
tell me
to a
that.
duel.
I want her to say the word slave.
Who was Daniel?
I said, who else is here with you? She said no.
Can you not tell us in front of Charles?
Oh, wow. Eliza, what shoe size are you?
They don't size up with shoe size. I don't think they were doing shoe sizes back then.
Who is Daniel? Alright, Eliza, we gotta get moving. You gotta tell us what's going on with Daniel.
Charles, who is Daniel? Is Daniel a bad guy?
Why was he your favorite?
I heard Daniel in that
I
mess.
heard it too.
Is Daniel a lover?
She just said Daniel slave. Like right before that word came up, and I got the word pull. So Eliza, I'm gonna say goodbye because we need to move on.
Goodbye, Eliza.
Yes, it's Nick. Can you say goodbye? Goodbye. I'll see you tomorrow. I got another group tomorrow. Anonymous. All right, Eliza. Say good night.
Are you trying?
Good night, Eliza.
Eliza, I'm not inviting
When
your
does
mother
that
to
go?
dinner. What do you think?
We're gonna move on to the next spot, guys. She's got a lot that she's got to tell us about because we are so separated. I didn't get to hear any of it. The next spot that we're going to, it's about 2.5 blocks away. So all of your grids or your lasers irrelevant. So please don't think we're going to be on East Bay Street, pretty busy. But again, it's like 2.5 blocks away, and then we're going to go down to Lodge Alley. So it's kind of a little bit of a rocky territory. So that's why I usually look at everybody's shoes, make sure everybody's good to go. So let's head down that way. You're going to get some excitement on that. So keep recording.
Goodbye, Eliza.
You been getting anything cool in there?
No,
What you mean?
I haven't seen anything. I'm waiting for a drop in temperature. Everything's been about, the lowest I've seen is 72 degrees.
Dang, 72 degrees is the lowest I've seen. Wait, what about that blue person looking thing standing right next to LIANA?
Is it Eliza? Because I'm pretty sure we're besties now.
I know. Man's over here talking about Eliza's ear off.
This is really cool.
Yo,
I
Sarah.
asked her what her favorite
Yo, Sarah.
garment was, and she replied blue.
Yo, Sarah.
So, like, Panda guy.
Yeah, you got the hook up on that Panda.
When I asked them,
Push button.
it's happened to us twice before.
What, meat in there? Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, this is a bitch smell. Dude, I bet there's hella ghosts up in there. Look at it, man. It looks like.
Oh yeah, you do have to be careful on the sidewalk. I've tripped on it before. Apparently the city's always getting sued over it.
Yeah, it's the sidewalk, man. Like, watch where you're going.
Shut that baby up.
You better shut that baby up before I shut it up for you.
I hope you weren't afraid to begin with.
They said no shine in the laser pool.
Well, the windows are boarded up.
Yeah, they're trying not to have it get broken into.
Dude, apparently people were jumping the White House fence.
Go ahead, play stupid games.
I was like, man.
Did you see that picture of the rooftop sniper walking with the sniper rifle? It's a fucking 50 cal. Go ahead, fuck around. Take a dirt nap real quick.
I'm saying, man, a riot is a great time for an invasion. Everybody's distracted. Wait, I got ghosted here once. Does that count?
Street.
72. Damn, those windows are boarded the fuck up.
Dude.
Protected as hell, man. And they put a fence. They weren't fucking around. This reminds me of Alexandria.
Right this way.
Actually, I was in DC. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna take a picture. Michael, weren't you and I just like at Magnolia's like a couple months ago? Oh, I bet there's hella ducks up in here. Me too. Would you go right here? Nah, man. Didn't we come here with...
Oh no, this is where me, you, Eric, and your boy came and had brunch. Everybody was like in suits and we were like in t-shirts.
Being trash.
Yeah, we were getting tore up, man. They knew immediately when we sat down. I got a bunch of party boys straight from the beach.
Let me guess. You live in West Ashley.
West Trashley, sir.
So let's do a quick recap. Did everybody hear all the words and phrases that you caught on the screen?
No, I was standing away from everyone.
Okay, so we've got a couple of things where
I was telling Chris most of them, but
Yeah.
we've got
Pretty good.
basically they said that I thought you said there was somebody here with you. She said there's no one.
yeah, I
What
asked her
happened?
first, and she said yep. And then I asked her later, like at the end, and she said no one. And I said, I thought you just said that someone was here with you, and she said left.
So very distinctive voice. So oh, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
You too, take care.
So, guys, this is Lodge Alley. Okay, this is one of the oldest alleys in Charleston. You can probably tell by the bricks. So I've been doing more and more research on this place. So if you hear a name, I'm not going to give you the list of names. It's kind of like a suggested thought.
Okay.
But there are people that used to live down here. This is when they lived. This is like lower class folks that used to live adjacent to the water, and you could tell they actually did an archaeological dig. Like in some of the cracks of the bricks and whatnot, you found like certain kinds of silverware, so that's how they were able to tell who actually lived here, what kind of class lived
Oh
here.
wow.
This is also where the Masons used to meet. So nice cool night like this in Charleston, like this is super nice. Thank you all for picking a nice cool night for me to tour.
Yeah.
I'm not getting rained
It
by
worked out well for us
mosquitoes,
too.
right? Most nights, like my ankles are basically one big blotch of a mosquito bite. But
So I won't
let's talk about the division. The rumor has it, and I've heard of it to be false. So if somebody tells you this is bullshit. The bricks that are in the center are supposed to be the exact latitude or exact longitude of Charleston. It's BS. So I Googled it, I did my maps, and like did all the adjacencies. It's BS. So I
Do
had
you know what it is?
I don't know.
So it's probably design.
Where
Probably.
it's time has cracked it and they've repaired it.
They haven't repaired anything in this.
They're not
building.
allowed to because
Maybe
it's
it's
a
like
resort
this for
district, right?
horses to go through. Maybe it's like level for them. Instead of like
I really think it's for design to allow water to flow along the bricks into the
That makes
sewer
sense.
system.
Yeah.
That's a very good
Oh
point.
man, because this is also going down.
The water, and if they live
Yeah,
here,
but
they
basically
need drinking
on the
water,
sides
though.
it sends it to the
You
center.
also have to remember, like from East Bay on, that wasn't there. That was the ocean right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like
The
that
water.
wasn't there. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how that works.
That does
Alright,
make
so,
sense.
Yeah. So whatever, if you guys ever take another ghost tour and I tell you that, it's focus. So this is where a place where I like to recap kind of what we just did at two major locations. But I also like to give you guys just another story from what I used to do with the book I was writing. Do you guys want to hear a Savannah story, or do you want to actually hear one of the stories I did with the psychic?
A Savannah story.
Alright, so the Savannah story is actually very, very short. I took a weekend getaway with the wife. And she's like, you pick whatever we're going to do. What am I going to do? We're going to go ghost hunting. The whole damn weekend is going to be all about ghosts. So we stayed at Foley House Inn. You guys familiar with that?
We just moved to Savannah.
Oh, you just moved there.
Well, we lived there right before quarantine,
Yeah.
so we haven't had a chance to do anything.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, super cute place. Right there on the square where Forrest Gump was actually filmed.
Yeah.
Okay, we've been there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Foley
Yeah.
House Inn is along one of those. So next time you guys are down there, you'll know. Completely haunted. I didn't have all of the gadgets that you guys see here, but we were able to capture some words out of it. We did Sorrel Weed House, which is a ghost tour through a haunted house kind of thing. And then we did a ghost walk afterwards. The cool thing about this whole thing was our tour guide was the same guy. He did the house, and then he did. Sorry, I don't think I've ever told this story on the tour. You guys were from Savannah. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, he told us that the tour guides down there like to dress up, as I'm sure you guys know that already. Okay, they dress in period dress. But in the mornings, people claim to see the tour guides walking around, but the tour guides don't get dressed until the evenings for their tours. So the people you actually see are actual spirits. So I actually have a dog with me. I have two now, but at the time I only had one miniature dachshund. His name is Byron. You guys will see him all over my website because I wrote a book about him. Yes, I put this cute little dog inside of a book about death. It was awesome. But anyway, I took him out in the morning. My wife was getting her coffee ready upstairs, and all of a sudden I see somebody kind of walking by. Looked upstairs. The Byron did what he needed to. Told the wife. She hands me my first cup of coffee and says, "You haven't had your coffee yet. Try again." But again, I know what I saw. It's not one of those made-up things. And literally, because I went looking for him. Like, I literally bolted down there, and there was nowhere he could have gone. He wasn't maybe 75 to 100 yards away from me. Period dress. All of a sudden, he goes to a pole and doesn't come out the other side. So, really cool stuff down there. A lot of haunted stuff. And check out there's a specific graveyard. I don't remember the name of it, but there is a crazy story with a boy running around, jumps up a tree.
It's not Bonnever. It's downtown. It's one of the small graveyards that's like in the squares.
It's big.
Then it might be the Bonnever.
Bonnever.
We've been there. We had like a picnic there.
Talk about the musician.
You're dumb.
So, but anyway, there's actually a lot of really cool stuff down there. So guys, we're gonna walk.
While you were telling your story, this said did not.
Did not what?
When you said you walked through the pole and didn't come out the other side, this said did not.
Maybe I saw it wrong. But I wanted to see that.
Yeah.
So at the end of this alley is a neighborhood. So tour guides are not allowed to do touristy things in a neighborhood, residential. So we're going to be 6 friends, just kind of cutting through, chatting about ghosts and whatever, until we actually make our left turn, and then we'll be on safe ground. Okay, fair enough. Trying to see if I have a flashlight. You know, I can use my phone because it's really dark down here. My daughter usually comes on these tours with me when she's down here. She lives in Myrtle Beach. And she is usually my flashlight girl and helps out with the gadgets and does all that.
Aww. How old is your daughter?
That's my youngest. She's terrible job.
Oh, okay.
My oldest is 20.
Oh, so all your kids are grown.
When you want to get out of the way?
That is hot right here. Although I can't deny that the camera turned off 3 times when we were in that church.
And that thing that had no autofocus and it was like focusing on its own.
Yeah, it was focusing on its own and it turned off like 3 times on its own. And it had full batteries.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I was supposed to shine its head out.
Man.
My name is George Kepler. How dare you shine? Man, what's the building over here?
Man, catch up, fool.
Man, catch up, fool.
I just heard it again, my baby.
My baby.
Yep.
Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby.
What does that say? Eat the rich?
Oh, probably.
It does say that.
Ah.
Nice.
Yeah, and
Who would've
we're the
thought proper-
delusional ones.
Who would have thought proper planning and strategy would have its downside?
Thank you. We got here Thursday night. It's called Sunday night. Yeah, I ate Friday after work. Think something was time.
Hey man, we got any blue orbs around us?
Nope.
What about now?
No.
I bet it goes down to 59 degrees right here.
See my other prime spot. My wife doesn't like the idea because it's only 2.4 million. So this is Boxy's restaurant, folks. At least it used to be. They left because they couldn't take the hauntings anymore. They was going on themselves. Your thermal camera needs to be on Boxy's. So anything this darker brick, it's completely empty.
So
Now-
Andrew, maybe come over here.
Yeah.
I mean,
This side.
So
Yeah,
So you're
man.
not
Right
getting
there.
people.
We're looking
the
for
windows
things-
are blue.
So you're looking for darker blue or something that's going to move in there, or again, those white lines for an outline of something that's in there. Shit likes to move around in there. Doors like to lock, and doors like to open a lot in that one. A mirror has fell in there without breaking. During one night when one of the waitresses was locking up, it just fell off the bathroom wall. All kinds of stories on this place. The restaurant, Bail Town.
Goodbye.
Yep. Said see you
that
later.
over here.
Yep, I got you. I'm just reiterating the story. You get all kinds of things out of this. I'd love to do a full investigation in there. I have some real estate friends that I'm probably going to call now that I've been doing more research on this. And I normally don't even tell this story until I got the camera, just because I want to catch something. My daughter's actually caught some things in the different windows, like shadows moving around, those kind of things.
I feel like the blinds are opening and closing on the
Which
middle floor, the one with the ladder on the next to it.
That's probably your imagination.
I don't know. It looked like it was like open and then closed at one point.
Oh, it did. I don't want to spend too much time here because that part is residential. Like people live back there.
Okay.
So like that's why we're on this side of the street.
Oh, there's nobody in here though?
Nobody in the front of the building.
Oh, cool. So I can use the.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can
cool,
shoot through the
okay.
windows. How about it?
Nice. Okay. Here's one. Second one right there. 75 degrees.
That's
So-
colder than.
Yeah. The windows are going to be colder because it's glass.
Right.
Right. All right. That's it.
That makes sense.
About 80 degrees.
75 you mean?
All right. So you got enough film on that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next presentation. You're going to be blipping all over the place. The great thing about this is, if it was my shop, I wouldn't need a parking lot. We got the garage right there. And one block away from the market. So, pretty simple.
Leanna, I think we've been here before.
We probably have. This
Probably
is
have.
a very big
This one with the lady over the tombstone? Yep. So
That
we
would
came
be
here one
Hug My
time.
Baby. So the building across over there with the red crosses on it, that's the Powder Magazine. On record, that is the oldest building in Charleston. It is a groin ceiling vault. So what that means is it has 8 pillars on the outside, 36 inches thick, and then
Wow.
one in the center.
I will get my baby.
Wow, you're getting a lot. That's crazy. Where did I tell that story up there? So,
I will get my baby.
yeah.
Well, it said I will get baby. Sorry. That's good.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Could be someone else.
But the groin vault was meant, and this is actually just inside the walls of Charlestown. And there was actually brick walls around the town. So it's inside the wall and away from the water to be protected. It is served in 12 different wars, not full wars, but kind of in and out of it. Every time I'm in there, I use some of my equipment. I don't get any readings in there. There's all kinds of haunting stories around that place. I have yet to get anything. It's a really cool place to visit if you're into old war stuff and war hero, like the uniforms and all of that. Like it's all in there, and there's a big chronological order. It's beautiful. It's only like $5 to go. Like I bought the year pass for $12. I'm like, I could swing it because I can keep going back to try to find more evidence. So we're not going to go up to that.
So what's inside of there? Is like
No, it's a museum now, but it was a powder magazine. Like it used to hold gunpowder.
Oh, dope. Okay.
And the top of it is actually filled with sand from the time that it was built. The sand is still there. We're talking 1712.
Nice.
So it's the same sand from the beach.
That's dope.
So we're gonna just pause right here for a second. You guys see that wall opening over there?
Yeah.
We're gonna go through that alley, but that alley is known as Dueler's Alley. Like, take 20 paces, turn and shoot. The loser would come through that gate and go straight to their grave. The cemetery is right on the other side of that wall.
Oh.
So, just a little weird fact about Charleston.
Yeah.
So, and most tour guides, I don't think, actually point that out, and they don't really know what that hole is for. But once you do a lot of Googling and research like I do,
So they would do the duel like right here.
in that alley on the other side of the wall.
Oh, in that alley.
We're gonna go back to the alley. We actually passed it on the way here, but I like to cover all of this because there's a lot of stories up here, like Charleston lore and legend. Which is scary.
Me and Leanna came here one time late at night.
Yeah.
You guys stayed the night here?
No.
No, we just came here like super late at night.
Yeah, because the tombstone is right in here, right?
It's in the back.
In the back.
So I'm going to need you to film the graveyard and just kind of try to keep it still. Don't pan too quickly.
Okay.
As you're going through this, I'm going to tell like 3 different stories here, but you're going to keep that film rolling.
Okay.
You're my cameraman.
I'm pissed off.
Oh, good.
I wonder if it's
Flash this light out here?
I wonder if it's because it's red light
Yeah.
pointing at the
It's actually a
grave.
good spot too. Just keep it still. Motion lights. It's okay. You're fine. There's nobody back there. All right. So there's a couple of stories that attach to a couple places here. So we're standing at St. Philip's Church. The sign in front of Andrew says there's no ghost in St. Philip's but the Holy Ghost. There's a reason for that. There was a woman, Susan Howard Hardy, in 1888, died 10 days after her stillborn child.
Ouch.
1988, a photographer comes to Charleston and is shooting some beautiful pictures of our graveyards, and he captures a full apparition of a woman with a shawl over her shoulders and a baby basket next to her. 1988, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have Photoshop, we didn't have all this
Yeah.
crazy shit that we can manipulate photos. So what's he do? He sends it off to Kodak. Kodak cannot debunk the picture. I do not show the picture on my tour because any woman that holds it will start to feel ill will. Any woman that is pregnant that is holding the picture will not have a very good pregnancy. And as a very superstitious person, I am not going to curse my own tours. Fair enough. You guys want to look it up? You have it on audio. Look at it on your computer
We've looked
screen
at it.
and don't touch it.
Have
It's a
we? I
very-
don't
Yeah,
remember
we
that.
looked it up.
Very cool picture.
Yeah.
So the other stories that attach to this, let me give you a little bit of layout of the land because we can't go any further than this. The other side of the cemetery has John C. Calhoun. So if you're into vice presidencies and those kind of things, he's on the other side. He did cross over both sides because to be buried on this side, you need to be a resident of Charleston. He is not. So he's over there. But right past the cemetery, we have the Pirate House. You can't miss it. It has a big anchor on the front of it. And somebody lives there. It is residential.
What?
Yeah. So the crazy thing is Blackbeard would park his ships on the wharf and send his men in to have a good place to sleep, have a few women, and have a pint. So that was kind of the dealings there. One block past the Pirate House, we have the Dock Street Theater, one of the top 10 haunted locations in America. Look it up, Dock Street Theater. So, little history on Dock Street Theater. We are not on Dock Street. However, this used to be Dock Street. Now it is Church Street. Obviously because of St. Philip's. It's the only one that juts out. They refuse to move when they widen the street. Obviously, look at the size of the building. I wouldn't want to move it either.
Right.
So Dock Street Theater used to be a theater, then it was a hotel called Planters, and it had prostitution, it was basically a brothel. And then we turned it back into Dock Street Theater that we know now, and we did some adjustments. So keep that in mind. So the ghosts that are said to be seen in, sorry, it's somebody's texting me. The ghosts that are in Dock Street Theater, there's a couple of theories. Nettie Dickerson used to work here at St. Philip's. She was past the marrying age of 17. She was 23 years old. Nobody wanted her.
Oh God.
Right? Old hag, right? So she put on her best red dress and she went down to Planters Hotel and got herself a prostitution job. She's one of the best known girls in the place. However, she's still unhappy. So she used to sit out on the top of the second story balcony with wrought iron banister in the front of her, and she used to just ponder about coming back to the church to work because she still just wasn't happy about it. The priest from the church goes down to talk to her one night, storm rolls in, lightning strikes the wrought iron banister, strikes her dead. Now, her ghost is said to be seen from the knees up only. Why is that? Remember the history I just told you. After the hotel, we turned it back into a theater. Well, during that time, we raised the first floor ceiling. She's walking on the floor that she knows. So somebody actually had to research that because they seen the ghost, his knees up. They're like, what the hell? So they started diving in. It wasn't something we made up. It was a legitimate catch. Now, when I walk through there with my gadgets, I don't catch anything, but I have my own theories on that, which I'll get to. The other ghost that's said to be seen there is Junius Booth, the father of John Wilkes Booth, who shot Lincoln in a theater.
Whoa.
Junius Booth isn't buried here. He's not from here. He didn't die here. He's buried up north somewhere. I want to say in Rhode Island, if I'm not mistaken. But he was a traveling actor when it was originally a theater. He is said to be seen in period dress. So just a weird fun fact. Doesn't bother anybody. Just kind of shows up wearing his knickers with his pantaloons kind of thing. So my theory on why the place is haunted is because of the wood that's inside. The wood was actually brought in from the Radcliffeboro Mansion, which is very close to where we started. We started in Ansonboro neighborhood. There's little pocket neighborhoods that are only like 2 by 4 foot street wide. That's it. So Radcliffeboro had a big fire. Charleston likes to recycle everything. They brought some of the wood from there that wasn't damaged and put it in Dock Street Theater. Wood is a piece of nature. It carries spirit activity with it. The places that I cannot get to are where those wood pieces are. There are the front doors on the main floor, and then there are the chair rail on the balcony floor. It is 12 feet in the air. I cannot get near it with an EMF detector without a ladder. You can go and take a daytime tour. It's super cool. You just walk in. It's free. They don't mind. You can ask about the ghosts that are there. They'll tell you the exact same stories I just told you. But you can walk around with EMFs and spirit boxes. Yeah, this is the word I got. Interesting. I call bullshit. So, again, most of the words on here are going to be BS. But the reason why I asked you to do that is because of the Susan Howard Harley story. I want to make sure every night that we're doing this, like I have enough evidence to repeat it, so that way I can actually finally capture the story to verify it and make it valid. If I have my own proof, then that's how that works. So, lots of things for you guys to do once you guys have a couple of days left.
Right.
We're actually going to walk back underneath the crooked tree and go back to Philadelphia Alley. Let's go check out that place. I got the word headache. I should have told that story. I have a headache story that deals with Harriet Tubman down in Fort Fremont in Beaufort, South Carolina.
Oh.
That's a story I usually tell when I'm down there. But it's just when we're in like Lodge Alley and I tell you one of my personal stories. It's that's one of the stories that I tell.
Huh.
I don't normally like to give off the stories that have affected me personally, like emotionally, because I can't verify it to you guys. But it's one of those, it was so prominent, there was no way that anything that came through was
Got the word vibe.
Yeah, it's gonna be in most rap music today, so.
Yeah, you're right. One syllable word. Just calling out everything I hear, though. Why not?
You don't know what's legit and what's not.
Exactly.
I don't expect
I'm not
Abraham
trained.
Lincoln
I
to
have
be
no
like,
idea
we
what's
out
so
here
far.
vibing.
Abraham Lincoln.
Did you just seriously hear Abraham Lincoln?
No, I said.
No, I said that. I was
That's
just
a lot
saying.
of syllables.
No. I was just saying like Abraham Lincoln saying.
Oh, gotcha.
Saying we're out here vibing. Like you right, Abe. We're going.
Anybody's a picture person? This is one of the prime spots, daytime, nighttime, to take a picture.
Oh, yeah, I can
believe
see
it.
that.
It's beautiful. We don't have any Instagram models in this group, but
That's where
okay. Yep.
Just so it's part of the story. So guys, this is where every other ghost tour has their big finale because they like to tell the big bang story and try to scare people. I'm going to give you this story here in about 4 minutes, okay? Because there's a whole lot more. This used to be Cow Alley, because that's where they kept all their livestock, okay? Cows, chickens, sheep, whatever. Then it became Dueler's Alley. Then we have it now as Philadelphia Alley because when dueling became illegal, we had to call it something or name it after somebody that actually helped us. Charleston's had hundreds of fires. Maybe not hundreds, but a lot. So Philadelphia bailed us out of one of those fires. So we named it after them, after dueling became illegal. But the story that's here comes out of when it was a Dueler's Alley. The funny thing is, there's probably hundreds, if not thousands, of duels that actually happened here, but this one story is always told. It's that of the Whistling Doctor. You can actually Google the Whistling Doctor. It's the exact same story you're going to hear. So the story goes, Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd moved down here from the north. I want to say it's New Jersey. I should verify that.
Makes sense.
What's that?
Makes sense. Yeah, New Jersey.
Yeah,
It's cold
yeah.
over there.
So he moved down here because his fiance, who just lost her parents, inherited a bunch of money, and the lawyer said, you're not marrying her until you finish getting your PhD and you start your practice. So he comes to Charleston, big town at the time, that kind of thing. The coachman set him up to be robbed and killed. They dropped him off in Charleston. He said, here's a good place to stay. Well, his friends were inside that were going to rob and kill him. However, passerby comes by and says, you can't stay here. This is a bad place. His name was Ralph Isaacs. The two become friends. Yay, they're new pals. So the doctor he finishes off his PhD, he starts his practice. Very happy guy. He's known as the Whistling Doctor because he whistles all the time. That's his thing. So Ralph Isaacs is kind of just your normal Charlestonian. He just knows people. He's from here, the whole nine. So they're on different pieces of the hierarchy of Charleston. But they still like the same things. They used to go see plays all the time. They just sat in different places. One night they're on their way home from seeing Richard III. The two got in an argument about one of the actresses. The doctor liked her. Ralph Isaacs did not. It then turned into an insult party on the doctor's fiance back home. The two get pissed off at each other. They go their separate ways. Ralph Isaacs writes something in the paper about what a disgrace the doctor is to Charleston. The doctor says, no, we're going to rebuttal this and we're going to figure this out down in Duller's Alley. So here they are. Duller's Alley. The doctor's on this side because his home was 1.4 miles from where you stand. 59 Church Street, which there is a lot of EMF detection at that location. Super cool. It's actually, I don't even think it's known as the Dr. Ladd House. It's known as something else. So anyway, they take their 20 paces, they turn, the doctor points his gun in the air, shoots. He doesn't want to kill his friend. Just wants to make a point. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
However, Ralph Isaacs has a different story. He pauses, points his gun, and he takes the doctor out at the knees. 2 shots. The doctor drops, his friends pick him up, they take him home instead of taking him to his grave. He dies 10 days later. Now, the story goes, you can hear his whistle as you're coming through here. You can also hear gunshots. This is where you're going to turn your EVP, your recording, all the way up, especially if you're listening to it in the car. And that way you can actually listen for those whistles. The first time I was here, I did hear whistles, but I debunked it as birds nearby that I could not see. So I've yet to catch anything else that has any other reference to that. This is one of the quietest places in Charleston. We are 1 block away from one of the busiest streets, East Bay Street. That way. Can't barely hear any traffic.
Yeah.
I hear that more than the traffic.
Right.
So as we walk through here, we have to be quiet at the end because it is residential. Somebody does live in the giant pinkish house at the right side. But the other cool thing is I will point this out on our way out. It's another, just kind of like the fun fact about the gate. The bricks get older as we go on. And at the end, you're going to find sun-dried bricks from the slave kids that had to turn them every hour. What? Some of their fingerprints and handprints are still there.
Wow.
I'm going to point them out as we walk by, and the next person's going to do the exact same thing to show the next person. Fair enough? Because again, it's residential.
Yeah.
Now the person that lives at the end, he claims it's a myth. I don't know how. We have them there. We have them in Boone Hall. We have them in Drayton Hall. They're all over Charleston. Who knows? So we're listening for, your EMF is going to go off in the middle because the actors that work at Doxbury Theater, their studio is on the left. The Footlight Players Club, so don't get excited when something goes off. They have a lot of equipment in there that they keep on. Got the word legs. Where was the doctor shot?
In the legs.
In the legs. I've gotten words like PhD, medicine, doctor. I get all kinds of stuff down here with this.
It said Seth earlier.
Did it? Mm-hmm. Interesting. I'll have to look that up. See if there's another. Because again, I don't get a whole lot of activity down here. It's just super cool to watch. You know, to see what they're actually going to get. Plus, it's another piece of equipment that we have to listen for later. So, and plus, now that we're capturing audio in 2 different ways with the thermal imaging camera, now you have 2 places to listen to it on. Instruction. Yes, I'm done instructing. Let's walk slowly. Enjoy the peace. Smoke if you want to. This is where I come in the mornings with my dog. I'm not down here too much during the daytime, but I am. I usually have Byron with me. Good place for us to just chill for a few. He can't handle much. He's a little guy. He's only 12 pounds.
We've got a big dog. We've got a Vizsla.
What?
A Vizsla?
What is that?
It's like a hound dog.
A Hungarian pointer.
Okay. That makes sense now. I worked at Petco for a while.
Okay. Yeah.
They actually
Do you
recruited
know
me as a dog
Rhodesian Ridgeback? You know what that is?
Yeah. I can picture it.
She's like a smaller version of that.
Okay. How many pounds?
45. And you know, Ridgebacks get to like 80, 100. Yeah.
Those are pretty big dogs.
Yeah, so she's like half the size of a Ridgeback, I guess.
Well, Byron and Emily, I named them after poets, of course.
Yeah.
They are both miniature dachshunds. Byron is a dapple piebald, which means he looks like a chocolate chip cookie on top, and he's white on the bottom.
Oh.
So he's like a cookie being dunked in milk.
Oh.
And then Emily is a wire-haired dachshund. So she looks like the grumpy old man.
Yeah.
And she's still a puppy. So her tactics are just hysterical.
Yeah.
I mean, Byron's only 3. But, and now we have, we've breeded Byron with a friend of ours, their dog, who's black and tan. So now we're going to have black dapple puppies coming, which is going to be super cool. Watch the way somebody's home.
Wow.
Right there.
Wow.
Hello. I've got a hello.
That's the full handprint. There's only one down there.
Oh, cool. It's a full hand.
Where?
Yeah.
Which one? That one?
Finger.
So I get asked all the time, like I have customers call and say, what cemeteries are we going to?
Uh-huh.
And when I say one, because you're walking through it,
Yeah.
Charleston is one of the biggest cemeteries ever because there's so much tragedy here. And they get pissed off and they don't buy tickets. It's kind of like, okay, you don't want to go ghost hunting. Well, I thought we were going to a cemetery. Well, what ghosts are you going to find in a cemetery? Somebody wants to hang out where they're buried? No, they want to go to the places they love.
Right.
Now, do we have a haunted cemetery? Magnolia Cemetery is very haunted. I've done my investigation there. It is crazy, the stuff you get out of Magnolia Cemetery. So, if that's a competitor tour that I'll actually recommend, take it. You're not going to get to use all the gadgets, but download the stuff on your phones.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So our last story of the night.
Milk.
Not quite milk. So the brick building right here is the Wagner building. Us ignorant Americans would probably call it the Wagner building, but it is one of the last buildings in the cotton industry for Charleston.
This one?
So the cotton was held in the warehouse in the back. You can still see the doors, obviously, where the horse and buggies would come out and carry the cotton to wherever it needed to go. And then the offices were in the front. The back of this is actually condos now, and the front of it is actually being turned into a wedding reception 4-story venue. So it's going to have 3 indoor stories and a possible 4th on the roof with like a 10-star restaurant in there. It's waterfront. Charleston is a major wedding venue. So people will probably drop a good 20 to 30K on that just to have their wedding reception there, catered. So crazy bill. Crazy bill.
Wow.
How nuts is that? So the story goes, George Porter inherited his father's cotton industry. He was a silver spoon kid. He had no idea what he was doing. He got himself into a bunch of debt. He pissed off a lot of Democrats, those kind of things. He's depressed as hell. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. So what's he do? He goes behind the American government and he sells the cotton over to the British. The British say, sure, we'll take it. However, that cotton was infested with the boll weevil. The boll weevil was a bug, still is a bug, that eats cotton, right? So now he knows, I'm just going to get rid of this shit and move on with my life. So he's watching from the front of his windows, the British come up, unload, load up the buggies, they take it down to a ship, and he's watching the ship go out to sea. One of the people on the ship gets too close with a pipe, the whole ship goes up in flames. He's up on the 2nd floor watching this the whole time. Now he's super depressed. So what's he do? He piles up all the furniture and he hangs himself. You read the story online, it always has a captain's chair at the top, and I only say that in case we get a word like captain. But the story goes is you can actually see the shadow of a swinging corpse from the 2nd, 3rd story windows. It just depends on which story you read. I say we're probably going to catch something with the thermal camera and your thermal on the 2nd floor. That's where some of the things that I caught before. I've had full conversations out of this. And yes, it is on the window frame is where I catch the difference. It's not the window itself. So it's in the arch above the window. It's interesting we got the word frame. This is a hit or miss.
Go or gone, maybe? Out of mind?
This location, I'm not disregarding your word, this location is hit or miss. It's either super dead or it's super active. Like it's just one of those. And I will tell you it's super active mainly in the middle of the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, when it's not so bustling down here. Even though we're here on a Friday night, this is really calm for girls.
Yeah.
I'm normally like,
Yeah.
around people and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to cross 2 ways legally. We're going to go this way and then across, and we're going to walk right alongside the building. Keep in mind those are condos that are there. So if there's people outside, they just sit there. They came outside to smoke. They don't smoke in their condos.
Right.
And this, like where the horse and buggies people's garage now.
Ah.
So that's where they park their cars.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. All right, so this is where the front lies. So the second and third story windows, so infrared thermometer. There you should have on the second and third floor. Check the windows, check the sills, see what kind of temperature you're getting out of it. You're shooting it, watch the screen. There you go. So slow pans on the windows, so that way we don't get a false positive with the moving blues. The bar across the street actually has a rooftop bar. So if you guys are going to be venturing out tonight, if you go up there, you can actually probably get some really cool pictures of this place, maybe capture something in like shadows in the windows. Yeah, so a really good hotspot. When I did my blog post on this place, I went up there to go capture pictures. So all of the stories that you guys heard tonight. What's that?
It just flashed like 88 degrees for a second.
Where at? You know, like that.
Right on this one right here.
Weird you're getting stuff in. Okay, yours is going to be a little touching over here because you're standing right on the lines for the street corner lights.
Jacob?
George is the name we're looking for. The other cool thing, guys, and there's, have you guys looked up the ghost stories for Charleston? You guys know any of the ghost stories?
Some of them.
So do you guys know the one about Poogan's Porch?
Yeah.
The dog? So Poogan's Porch is a little luncheon place about 2 blocks from here. It's in a residential, so I don't take you guys up there. But Zoe, the other ghost that's there, she was the previous owner. She comes through all the time. Now Zoe is spelled how? Somebody spell Zoe for me.
Zoey.
ZOE.
Zoe is the name I'm looking for, and that's what I get on here. Last time I was here a few nights ago, I got the word porch. Now Poogan's Courtyard, we just passed. It's on the other side of the street of the Wagner building.
Is that German by chance?
Yes.
So it's saying 9 to, I'm just guessing, saying 9 as in no to her spelling it as ZOEY. It said 9 at that.
It gave me on the way up here.
Oh, it did? Okay.
But that's weird. Like the EMF is either touch and go. I either get super active when we're close to the building, or we get absolutely zilch.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is a hit or miss kind of place.
Oh, she's getting some stuff now.
It's a pretty steady yellow, so I'd have to let you say that they're actually looking for something. Yeah, down here you're going to get through the wiring and that kind of thing in the streets. So
I just got Zoe.
Hey, that's cool.
For real.
that's crazy. Now I was talking to Zoe on the way up here. You guys didn't hear me. You hear it on your own audio.
It
I
was
was
a
like,
woman's voice.
Come on, Zoe, you got to come through. You've come through here before. I don't know why she likes to talk to me when I'm at this building, but again, Poogan's Courtyard is across the street over that way. We just passed it. Poogan's Porch, the restaurant itself, cute place by the way. I've eaten there several times, and I put my app right on the middle of the table to see what comes through. But she's also said to be seen in the women's room mirror. So I always send my wife and my daughter off to the bathroom, go see if you can find Zoe. But Poogan, the dog that it's named after, will actually tug on your pants while you're eating. Kids see him all the time.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it's actually, I think it's in one of the top 50 most haunted restaurants in America, something like that. Like it's up there.
Oh, damn.
There's a on James Island. There's a hooker. She'll lay in the bed with you.
Which hotel is that?
It's the Battery, I think.
The Battery's downtown.
Oh, it might be downtown then. Where the lady will lay in the bed with you.
Yeah, that's
Whoa.
that's the Battery Carriage Hotel, if I'm not mistaken. Any fluctuation in the blue at all? And
No, I mean I did get a 70-degree reading, which is the lowest it's been. The lowest before that was about 74. So
It's so crazy. You just jumped to 84.
keeps jumping up that high. It's crazy because especially you got to remember too, the way our buildings are set up, the draft and the wind is going to make the upper part of buildings cooler.
That's awesome, man.
So the fact that you're jumping up in temperature is interesting.
yeah, like I said, I only got a 70 once.
Still, that's a glimpse. So if you got that, we now have it on audio to where I can check back and keep seeing where that was, and maybe there's. I can do
So
it
was in this window at when I was pointed at the lower panes, and it stayed on there for maybe 2 or 3 seconds and then disappeared.
Okay. So I need to be looking for shadows in that area. And the cool thing is if I get like a good frame, I can actually send it over to my wife who does photography and graphic design, and she can analyze it and start changing things to see if there's any kind of figures in there. So if we actually capture anything where it's legitimate, I will send that back out. It might take me about a week or so, but I still give you guys a little bit of an analysis of what I find. And once I start looking at things as a whole, I start to see where the themes are.
No, I mean I've been really just paying attention for drastic changes, like a 60 or a 50.
It's going in different spots, man. It's like 83 degrees, 84 degrees, and then 83 degrees right there.
That's pretty nuts.
That was pretty cool, right? You saw it too.
With the metal, it's actually probably going to hold a little bit of heat to it.
I don't know, it's 75 right now. 72.
Well, I guess we didn't have any sun today.
Is that or it's
Car club. Tide.
Hey, Stutter.
He hung himself.
Try flashing that thing up here.
I have been.
Are you showing any like heat signs?
No.
And I just said we didn't have any sun today.
Huh. It was hitting 84 to 83 on this thing.
Oh yeah, it did rain today.
Yeah, all day.
When this I've gotten also the word ship, fire, those kind of things. Like that will tell me like what actually happened here. But I think Zoe has been a little bit more prominent with this particular area. I don't know why. I don't know if she's. I've even walked through there, the courtyard. They asked me if I was delivering flowers there one day because I have little odd jobs and try to make them keep up. But I was delivering flowers for a wedding, and I was like, hey, do you mind if I walk around here with an EMF detector? I actually run a ghost door. And they were like, yeah, go ahead. So they gave me like a good free 20, 30 minutes for me to walk around. I got absolutely nothing. And it was brand new. They were just starting things out, but I still think we might actually have some wiring in those panels. I think we might. I mean, that's
Well,
a
aren't the lamp posts out here electrical? As well as the electrical lamps that are coming out of the wall?
Those are probably gas.
But these ones right here?
Those are electric.
Maybe there's wiring up that wall.
I think it is up most of them.
Do it on this wall. No.
Like literally out there to work.
Oh. The feet keep falling through.
Just on the front of that wall.
And
I'm pretty quiet over here too.
This is where I heard her say, Sophie.
Yeah, I think it might be a glitch in this thing. See, max is 84. Right, 84.2. Max.
Are you guys like venturing off? Are you going back to your vehicle? You guys Ubered.
his vehicle's down here.
Yeah.
Do you remember your parts?
Yeah, where we first started.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I obviously got to head back that way too. I tried to make this tour a circle. It's impossible. So this is where I actually officially end things. You guys have an hour and 35 minutes of audio. How many?
Hour 35:30.